I had a little bit of a dilemma. This is the 4.8 I had running in the last video, and something was knocking. Initially, I was like, well, it's probably cam gear hitting the retainer plate bolts. Well, there's no evidence of that. I think this thing's got a bad wrist pin because it's at idle, it's like a double tap. You rev it up, you really can't hear it, but I mean, it could have been masked by the exhaust. So I'm like, it's a 4.8. This is a sloppy stage 2, by the way. I shoved it back in so it didn't get ruined. I don't have a box to put it in. I pulled the truck Norris cam out of the 4.8. And I was like, you know, I might as well just slam this Lq9 together. Truck Norris, new bearings, new rings, 10-to-1 compression, China head studs, China gasket set, 317s, 6-liter 317s, lap the valves in, PAC 1218 springs. It's going to go in the 93. This is an NV 3500 truck. That's kind of why I wanted to retain the 4.8. I didn't feel like destroying this transmission, so. I mean, who knows? I'm going to get this motor together. I'm going to get it running, and then I'll swap stands, flip this 4.8 over, and take a look and see if I can figure out what's going on. I thought it was lifters. That's why I pulled the heads off, because the lifters originally were brand new Elgins, you know, USA made Elgins. I'm like, well, maybe things got a bad lifter, so I threw the lifters in the 4.8. No, same tick. Just check out the last video. I was running the 4.8 with the truck Norris cam and Microsquirt. Ran good, sounded good, idled fine. Just had that tap, just that hollow, deep tap. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a bearing. It sounds, it almost sounded like, you know, when you get a loose piston. What the hell is that called? Piston slap. But I mean, it wouldn't go away. So I'm like, well, maybe it's just got a stuck wrist pin or something. Whatever. It's a 4.8. Dime a dozen. Originally, I wanted to take the 6-liter and toss it in the Suburban. Dad gave me the Suburban back since I got a kid coming, and he's like, well, you're going to need the room. So that's Hannah's minivan, the 90. I got some updates coming for it. I got a few things I wanted to do. Finally has full exhaust. I'm going to put some bigger tires on it eventually, but in the meantime, I'm going to pull the 4.3 out of this Jewel. Patch that little cab corner. Be a good little cruiser, but that's what I wanted the 4.8 for. Replace the 4.3 at the 4.8. It would be a great little daily driver. I'm like, oh man. So, just like and subscribe. Questions, comments, you know, you can always ask me anything, and I try to answer as much as possible, but I'm going to try to get this thing done tonight, and then hopefully start tearing and, well, I shouldn't be tearing the truck apart until I get it running, but hopefully I'll get it running by the weekend. So, all right, stay tuned.